Hey, welcome back to No Hype Beer Reviews. Unless it's your first time, then welcome. Please consider subscribing. If you do, hit the notification bell, get all the updates. Let's have today's video. It's Tuesday. On Tuesdays, I try to test my palate, drink something that, if it's a beer, it's like a mystery beer, or something that's not like a normal style I drink. Sometimes liquor, sometimes coffee, like today. So I'm really excited. I feel fine. I am getting over a cold, in the middle of a cold. I don't know, but I feel fine. Smell and taste fine. So I'm like, you know what? Instead of a beer today, let's do a coffee review. So one of the things that they don't tell you in college when you're becoming a teacher is how often students are going to try to get you to buy from their fundraisers. So my students, for whatever reason, it seems like they're always selling Krispie Kreme donuts. And I'm like, I don't want a dozen donuts, guys. Sorry. And they're like, well, we know you love coffee. It's like, yeah, I do love coffee. I don't know about Krispie Kreme coffee, but I'm a sucker, so I buy bags and bags and bags of this, and it's not bad. It's actually not bad. Yeah, I mean, I do like, my snobby stuff, obviously, but it's not bad. So this is Bold 1937. It's a dark roast, rich and robust, a full-bodied blend to awaken your senses, ground coffee. This is just morning voice, too. I literally haven't talked today till just now. So it's a little bit of morning voice and a little bit of getting over a cold voice. We've been making our famous donuts since 1937, so hence the name. And we know nothing goes better with a delicious sweet treat than a fresh, hot cup of coffee. That's why we've been brewing our own since we first opened our doors. You might not be able to visit Krispie Kreme's shop every morning, but you can enjoy the goodness of our coffee at home with one of our favorite shop blends. So they do Classic, Bold 1937. Again, what this one is, Decaf Classic, or Original Glazed Donut. Bring home the joy of Krispie Kreme. Best by March 2023. It is now May 2023, so apparently I gotta use this up. All right, I got a new French press. I accidentally broke my old one trying to clean it out. Apparently a fork inside of a glass container trying to get all the grounds out to put into my compost bin was not a smart move. Yeah, who would have thought that? All right, so I just pushed it down. It's a dark brown into black kind of color. Sounds like a beer review. Nice lacing on the side of the glass. There's something. All right, and I do love my dog, so this is always an appropriate mug. Put it here. All right, you saw the appearance of it. Let's get into the aroma. So, like, in a good way, it smells like diner coffee. And as much as I like snobby coffees, sometimes you do just want that, I don't know, that diner coffee hits, and it definitely has that smell. Good level of roast. There's a little bit of an underline of like a caramel, like definitely like a caramelized sugar thing. With that brown sugar, but it's like mostly roasty. It kind of has a burnt marshmallow thing too. So that kind of, actually that might be the best descriptor because that emphasizes like the roasty smokiness of this coffee, but also that there's this underlying caramelized sugar note as well. So I think, this wouldn't, I don't think, trick anyone like, oh, is this one of those flavored coffees that's marshmallow, or does it have vanilla in it? Not like that, but like in terms of what things are you smelling and what are they similar to? Yeah, like a burnt, very blackened marshmallow in coffee form. It kind of does make sense. Slight dark chocolate. You're not getting like orange and some of the other things sometimes you can get in a coffee. I'm trying to think like other common things you can get. I don't get any like dark berry notes. Yeah, nothing like that. Let's get to the taste. Cheers. Hope you're having a nice cup of coffee or drink or whatever. Or you've had this before. I don't know. Maybe you just randomly stumbled upon this. You don't even watch my beer reviews. You're just like, I like Krispie Kremes. And then you saw this video. Welcome all. The subscribe button somewhere down there. Yeah, again, like I was saying about it, the smell of like diner coffee. A little bit more sweetness than that. So, I was underselling the sweetness, in the aroma. I kept trying to, not lean into it too much because of the roastiness. And the same thing is true in the taste. There's roast. I mean, that's the primary thing. Through that, you do get some dark chocolate, but not a lot. And then there is this, for something that has no sugar added to it, no sweeteners, and I didn't put like anything at the bottom of the cup before I poured the coffee, and it's just the coffee. There's some nice natural sweetness to it. What's interesting too is like you get just base coffee. Like sometimes you have a beer, a lager or whatever, right? And it's just like, this tastes like beer, and it's like, that's not a bad thing. Like, that's what it is, right? And like, you kind of have a perception of what a beer, especially if you came up drinking macros or whatever, and maybe go to a brewery and it's like, they're Pilsner, and you're like, yeah, this tastes like beer. It's like, well, yeah, it's supposed to, like this kind of has that baseline, just what should coffee, what's the base level of coffee supposed to taste like, and then it can go into different directions. This unmistakably has that base coffee, but here's the thing that I think is interesting. It is so much of the experience, and that in some ways is good, because like from a reviewer point of view, it's like, all right, yeah, that's the base, and it's really easily identifiable, which then going forward, that's the thing about these Tuesday videos, is I want them to service the beer reviews no matter what I'm doing. The spirits, like maybe some of the notes I'm getting in that and get a different beer, or actually the beer was aged in those barrels or whatever, right? Coffee, whether it's a coffee added beer or a big stout that can have the roasty qualities or whatever, that's coffee like. So this is really a nice experience just on my end as a beer reviewer, that like base coffee taste, and then this kind of goes a little bit like in an interesting way, those natural sugars, caramelized sugars, and then how dark chocolate, it doesn't hit too hard. And not that I love that flavor, and I love it in coffees, so like I welcome more of that, but like it doesn't hit too hard, but it's just there enough, so like there's enough where it's like, it's not boring, but it is like, yeah, this is what coffee should be, and then you can, depending on the process or whatever, it can go in different directions. So I'm not going to knock them for making a good cup of coffee, right? Yeah, it's a good sip. All right, have you guys ever had Krispie Kreme's coffee before at a Krispie Kreme donut place, or a bag like me? Are you a sucker and you just, maybe you're a teacher and you're a sucker like me and you've bought a lot of these? I don't know, maybe that's a weird thing. I have no idea. Anything that you can put in the comment section helps the algorithm. Comment section below. Find me on Instagram and Untapped. Once you're done doing, I know hype beer reviews about those places. Here we go. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, and most importantly, drink your cup of coffee first so that your brain's working for these reviews. Cheers.